Hello and welcome to the course. Hi, I'm Steve. I'm Steve Ballinger. I'm the instructor and the creator of the course. I've been in leadership positions for, 25, 30 years, ever since I was a little Steve, I guess. And it's something that's really, really passionate for me. I'm really, really involved with. And I really have spent a great deal of time, most of my career actually, leading other leaders, or sometimes you could call them managers, but you don't have to be a manager to be a leader. But that's been a big part of my role, and hopefully I want to share a lot of great practices and a lot of great things that'll help you in your leadership endeavors that I've learned over a long career and a long career of success. So in the course, you're going to learn about leadership, and you're going to learn about things that, from the perspective of how you can be a leader, even if you're not the formal boss or the formally in charge, because the world needs leaders like that, people who can make a difference. And even if you are the boss or you are in charge, there's all these things are things that leaders use every day, whether they're in charge or not. So there's things that you can use even if you are the boss in certain situations as well to help your overall leadership. So the course does a great job for both, but we're going to approach it a lot from the perspective of how can I make a difference even if I'm not in charge? Because many times you might be a manager, let's say, or somebody who's in charge of certain things, but then you might be working with other teams or executives that you're not their boss, you're not in charge of them, you're working with them, and so, but you can still be a leader with them. I've worked with CEOs and stuff where I'm not the CEO, I'm working with the CEO, but I'm certainly taking a leadership role, and I'm using some of the tools and best practices that we're going to learn in the course. So thank you for signing up for the course, and we look forward to sharing all this information with you. And you're going to learn a lot of great best practices and tips. You can look through the curriculum there and see all the different types of things you'll learn, all in these nice short bites, so you can really consume it pretty quickly and pretty easily. The course is designed that you can start at the beginning and go right through the end, and that's the best way to do it. But feel free to skip around or jump ahead. Maybe you've got something pressing and you see a lesson that's interesting to you. Feel free to jump ahead and watch it. It's okay. It won't mess anything up. I won't tell, right? So take a look at the course, and best way is just to start and go right straight through it. I would recommend that you look at the sections, the next two lessons about first believing and then understanding value. Do those two first and then move on to continuing the course straight through or jumping around. Either way is okay. The key part of this is having a great outcome for you to help you become a better leader or become an emerging leader, or if you're already a leader, to even lead more, especially if you're not in charge of a particular area that you can really influence and really make a difference. It's all about making a difference in people's lives as leadership, and my hope is that I'm going to make a difference in your life, and you'll get a lot out of this course. To get the most out of the course, by the way, here's a couple recommendations. One, I would recommend that you take notes. Even just showing a quick note down is good to help with memory and remembering things. Studies show that even if you don't even refer to your notes, the practice of actually writing a note helps you to remember things better. So I'm a big note taker, so I'd recommend taking notes. Sometimes when you're going through a lesson, things will come to your mind. You'll be like, oh, I could use this tip in this situation. So you might want to take a note, like try this with Tom or try this with my next project meeting. That's fine. So I'd recommend taking a note. You'll have the course forever. You can always, rewatch things. So feel free to, rewatch or slow the lesson down or rewatch a couple times. So if you feel you have a concept that you're not totally getting, you can always rewatch it. That's perfectly good. Another great thing too, and this is a great thing about the course, is that you can ask questions. On the right-hand side there, you can see where you can click the blue button, or you click the button and ask a question or join a discussion. So do ask questions. Put it in that form. Put it in that question area, because a couple things will come from that. One, I answer every single question. Without fail, I'll answer every question and help you out any way that I can. So do put questions in there and I'll answer them. But also gives the opportunity for other people to jump in and maybe share their perspectives and maybe answer. So feel free to do that at any time. And lastly, just like in a regular classroom setting, you ever notice where sometimes you want to ask a question, you're not sure, but then somebody else asks it? It's because most times when people have a question, other people have the same question. Maybe a different perspective, but they might have the same question. So here, it's pretty anonymous. Just click the button, go ahead and put in your question. No right or wrong answer as far as, or good or bad questions, I should say. And then I'll answer every single one. And I'm really looking forward to your questions. So do ask questions. All right. So a lot to do through the course. And the idea is to help you become a better leader. So let's get started. Let's just jump in and get started right away.